Hi everybody, guess what time it is? That's right, it's my 5-day silhouette Christmas card series. So this year I decided that I was only going to be doing just a few cards where I would do an actual video. I've actually done several other cards that I will show at the end of my 5-day series, but they will be just a show and tell. I will show you the cards and I will give you the item number for each card. And my cards this year are going to be very simple and easy to make, as I have so many other things as far as Christmas presents and things that I need to get done. But I did want to continue with the series that I've been doing the past few years. So today is day number 1 of the series. So you're probably wondering, what does our card look like? This is the card that we will be making. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so let's go ahead and bring up the supplies so we can get started with day number 1 of my series. So this one is going to be a really simple one to make, and this is a silhouette file, and I will put the item number of this either up here in the video somewhere, or I'll definitely put it down below in the description box. So as you can see, the card is already cut. So what we just need to do is go ahead and score this. So let me get my scoring blade. And you want to make sure you just score that really well. Now this paper that I'm using is some metallic cardstock that I picked up on a haul. I believe it was last year. I didn't do any scrapbooking haul this year because I am working on something else. I'm using my embroidery machine a lot more, so I actually did a haul on that. But that's for another video. So let's go on and add the rest of our pieces here. So we have this piece which lays across here, and these pieces that I have are just some scraps of Christmas cardstock or paper that I had from last year. I'm trying to use up things that I already have, and looks like this Tombow is either out, so we're just going to use the ATG gun. I always keep that handy just in case one runs out. I can use the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and open this out so we can use this, or so you can see this. And looks like they just have this lined up like so and across. So then it will fold down like that. So now we can go ahead and add our next layer, which is going to go down here. And we'll get some tape on this piece. So this one is going to be a real simple one to put together. And then we're going to do some embellishing to make it sparkle even more. So once again, I'm going to open up the card, and then I'm going to just go ahead and lay this on top of here like so. So now we can go ahead and continue adding on our pieces. So we have here our little trees, which are going to go, they're going to kind of line up along here. You'll have one here. And actually, I think these go further down, like so, because you want to be able to fit your Merry Christmas up here at the top. So I'm going to bring these further down to here. And then let's see how that looks. I may have to go back and look at the actual card. And then we'll have these pieces fit on top. Now before I put these down, I think I do want to run these through one of my embossing folders. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back. Okay, everybody, so I am back, and what I went ahead and did was I went and took my trees and ran them through my favorite embossing folder, which is the Swiss Dots, and it looks like this. And then I took the layer that goes on top of here, which looks like this. It's basically 3 triangles, and I ran it through my other Cuttlebug folder that I have that is called Snowflakes, and it looks like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start layering these first before we put them onto the card. So I'm going to take my first one, and hopefully you can see this, and that's just going to sit down on top of there like so. And this is some of the, once again, metallic cardstock. Now we're going to see if this is going to work with the Tombow. And basically I'm just going to line this up here and put this on as best I can, or as even as I can. And we're a little off, so I'm going to pull it up and try that again. And I think that's a little better. So we've got our first one on. And we'll put that one to the side, and then we'll go ahead and do our next one. And once again, we'll get some tape on here. And then we'll add this one the same way we did the other one. Just going to kind of line it up and then press it down. And hopefully that's going to stay. You might have to use the ATG gun, but we'll see. And then we'll add our last one. And then we'll also add our layer for the little flower pot that goes on the bottom. And that one I did not run through any of the Cuttlebug folders because I'm using some glitter cardstock. Or it's not really glitter. It just has a little sheen to it. And it looks like this. So it's got a little sparkle. You know how I like the sparkle. And we're going to put that there. And I think for this I am going to use the ATG gun. If I can get it on there. What I may have to do is, and I've done this before, is take the tape and put it on my finger and then put it onto what I want it to go on. Because this is very tiny. So let's try this first. And we'll see if it stays. So that's going to go right about there. And then we're going to press that down. So then we'll be ready to add our tree. And we're going to put it about right there once we put it on. So let's go ahead and put the rest of our things together here. And let's just try it with the Tombow and see if it stays. The other thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use my tweezers. Maybe easier to get this on here and lay it on here the way I want. And trying to do it just with my little fingers here. Tweezers can help me out and get it on there straight. So we've got that one on, and then we'll add our last one. And then we'll be ready to add this to the card. So we'll get our tape on here. And we'll add this layer. Okay, and then, now I believe I am going to pop this up because I love, love, love dimension. So, let me get our little trees and put some foam tape on the back, and we'll pop them up. Now the one thing you have to remember is once you do this, you won't actually be able are we going this way? No, we're going this way. We have to make sure we'll be able to flip up the card, which we should be able to. And I've actually done a sentiment that I'm going to put right here, and I used the print and cut. You could, if you wanted to, you could cut out another piece of cardstock and put that back behind here, and then you would have this portion here to either rubber stamp or add a print and cut sentiment. But I just went ahead and added my sentiment. I printed out a sentiment to put up here, and I might, but if I do that you'll be able to see it. You can rubber stamp here, but as I said, you'll be able to see it when you open up the card. So I'm just going to put my sentiment up here. So let's go ahead and get some foam tape on here. So we'll get our little foam squares out. And actually, before I add this, I want to go ahead. Now this does cut out little stars that you can put on here to make them a different color. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some dimension and put some other embellishments on here. So I think what I'll do is I'll add my Merry Christmas next, because I want to make sure that I have enough room to put that. So we want to have our Merry Christmas about right there. So I'm just going to make a little pencil mark there so I'll know where to line that up. And I'm going to get my Merry Christmas on there. So for the Merry Christmas, you can run this through your Xyron sticker maker if you have one, and I do have one. However, I am out of the tape that goes inside. So I'm going to use my two-way zig pen, and I'm just going to dot this all over. And then I'm going to take my tweezers and flip this over, and then we'll add it to the card. So I think we've got enough on there that it should stay. And the Merry Christmas is out of some more of that glitter cardstock that I use for the bottom of our tree. And it actually cut out with no problem. I did have it. There is a choice on your silhouette that says glitter cardstock, and you pick that one, and it tells you to put your blade on 6, and it does do a double cut, but I decided not to do the double cut because I thought that one cut would be enough, and it actually was. So I'm going to move this over just a little bit because I want to make sure I got this lined up even. And then hopefully my glue hasn't stuck to my tweezers. And then we'll just press this down. So now we've got our Merry Christmas going across here at the top. So the next thing we'll do is we will go ahead and add our trees. And I'm going to add some little embellishments. And then I'll come back with the finished card and my envelope. Okay, everybody, so I'm back with the finished card, and I didn't put too much bling or embellishments on this card because this card is for a male. So what I did was I did go ahead and add these little stars on here in the top, and like I said, it does come with a cut file that covers up the white portion, and you can make the stars any color you want it, but I just wanted to add just a little bit of glitter. So I went ahead and added these, and these actually were a pack of stars that I got, I believe it was after Christmas, and they're by Recollections, and they're just adhesive embellishments. And I picked up quite a few of different Christmas embellishments at Michael's, because that's the Recollections brand, is by Michael's, to dress up some of the cards. And as you remember from my series last year, I use a lot of those different embellishments to dress up the cards and show you how you could take a plain card and cut it out and then dress it up. And I wanted to make this series a little bit quick and easy for people. So that is my card. And the other thing that I went ahead and did was I decided I did want some paper or cardstock behind here. So I just cut out a piece of the scraps that I had left over from card that I've made previously, and I just put that in the inside. And I didn't cover the whole thing. I just made me a piece big enough to cover up that one piece in the middle there, because I do want to add my sentiment here. And I'm just going to take my print and cut that I've already designed and print that out and add that to this part of the card. That way when the card is closed, you won't see the sentiment. And if you're wondering what size I cut this, this was actually cut at 7 inches, because this is an A7 card. And the top, the width, that was the width. The height was, I believe it was either 3 3/4 or 4 3/4. You just really want to cut enough of a piece of a cardstock to cover up that piece in the middle there. So now for my envelope, I went ahead and I did make a box envelope, even though I don't have that much dimension on here. And I use my We Are Memory Keepers 123 punch board. Now this paper is from this paper pack by DCWV. It's called the Holiday Collection, the Christmas stack. I've had this stack maybe for about 3 years. And as you can see, I still have not gone through all of it. So I just kind of been using this to make my cards and make my envelopes. So that is it, everybody. This is day 1 of my 5-day silhouette Christmas card series. So now don't forget to come back for day number 2. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.